Hello, fellow minions, and welcome. Yes, today we are chatting with the man where it all started. Khaine from Khaines Korner has traveled a very long way and made it to his chair. And through the Darkness Falls Advanced Technology perk, we have connected via the internet. Just think, maybe we would never have had Darkness Falls if he had not caught the flu. Keep listening for more about that and the person who has brought you this awesome overhaul mod and what is possibly ticking in that brain of his. Right, so I guess let's get going. Oh, by the way, congrats. You have hit 8,000 subs now, I noticed. You've skyrocketed.
Yeah. 8,053 right now, apparently.
First things first, let's get this out of the way. I've had a number of players ask me, am I Khaine's brother? You know, if we related, are we friends? Am I part of the Darkness Falls team? So, am I in any way connected? And you can be brutal, you know.
I mean, I'm a doctor. You might be. I'm not even kidding. I apparently have like 5 siblings, and I think it's like 2 sisters and 3 brothers somewhere.
Oh man,
that was at the point where I was given up for adoption, and I have no idea if I've had more since then. So, you might be.
Just for the record, you are from England. You live in England. Your accent, though, kind of, where in the hell is that from specifically? It's not specific, but, you know, generally speaking.
Oh, God. Right. So I lived in Derby for 9 years. Then I moved to Leicester for 20 years. And now I'm in Liverpool, and I've been here for 13 years this year.
Jeez,
so it's a mess of all 3, but it's mostly Midlands.
Okay. Let's go back in time. Let's go, back to around about the December 2017 area. You've said that it was during this time that all of this whole Darkness Falls thing started. When you sat down, you decided that you wanted to make some changes to 7 Days to Die, the game. And what was going through your mind during that time when you started the mod?
Well, basically, it was Christmas Day. I was at home with the flu, and I was pissed off and bored.
With the fun pimps? Were you just pissed off with the game in general, or...?
No, just in general, because I was stuck at home on Christmas Day. I was supposed to be, with my family, but it was like I couldn't go because I had the flu and my wife had the flu, and it was I'm just really fed up.
Okay.
But prior to that, we'd done a bit of tweaking with the game anyway, because there's a couple of things like in loot that me and the wife were sort of going, no, that doesn't make any sense, so let's adjust it. And I thought, well, I could do that, so let's see what else I can do.
Yes. So demons and things like that, the next step, did they come in as a sideline because you wanted tougher monsters, or was it something from the start that you wanted to put demons in?
That was an idea later, because as I was working on the mod, I thought it would be nice to have something above reinforced steel.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, reinforced steel was an upgrade path in Alpha 16, which was later removed.
Okay.
So I thought, right, I'd like something above that. So I added titanium. And after adding titanium, it was suddenly, hang on a minute, the base is completely invulnerable. You have no challenge. And I was just derping around on the Unity asset store, and this portal pack came up, and I thought, that's really cool.
Okay.
I could add demons.
And the name Darkness Falls, why this name? Was it just because it sounded cool, or, it was something more hidden to it?
This one is an interesting one. I was watching Doctor Who, and one of the specials, it was the last special that they did with David Tennant in. And if people have watched Doctor Who, they'll know the one I mean.
Yes.
It's where the Master comes back and he tries to bring Gallifrey into the universe. And when the plan all goes wrong, one of the time ladies shouts, "Gallifrey falls."
Yeah.
And for some reason, that was in my head. And I thought, well, I want to make nighttime deadly, so Darkness Falls.
Aha. Okay. When did it dawn on you that, maybe one day you looked at Discord or wherever and you thought, well, this is pretty popular, I mean, did you ever think that Darkness Falls would be this popular?
Absolutely not.
But I mean, at a certain point, you probably thought, wow, this is really going somewhere now. Was it like a year after or so, when things started to take off?
I remember we all got excited because the Discord hit 1,000 members, and we thought, wow, holy crap, that's a lot of people.
Yes.
It's only that I've noticed it started to get popular in Alpha 19. I think I might be wrong on this. I think I was one of the first people updated and working for Alpha 19.
Yes.
So that's when it started to sort of pick up. And I suddenly went, hang on a minute. People like this for some reason. Why? What's going on? And then, like, the past couple of months, a lot of big YouTubers have picked the mod up and the Discord exploded. And that's really made me go, hang on a minute.
Holy shit. This is really getting big now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd say it's probably the sort of past year and a half.
Okay.
And even then, it still seems weird.
And as far as your name is concerned, Khaine, I assume this is not a biblical reference to Cain and Abel. It's probably a Warhammer reference or something like that.
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
I used to use Khaine, Kain, online a lot because I am a massive Blood Omen fan. And I thought it might be worth changing it to the Warhammer version because I am also an Eldar player. And I'm also a Vampire Masquerade player who is the biblical Khaine. So, yeah, I'm just a nerd.
Okay. As a combination, I did not expect that.
Yeah, I'm just a nerd.
Doctor's Falls, it's changed things for you quite a bit. I'm assuming this now, okay? Or on the other hand, does Doctor's Falls kind of fit into your life? If it wasn't for Doctor's Falls, would you be possibly doing, like, say, a 9-to-5 job or something like that? Or what, in your opinion?
It sort of fit into my life because my primary job is carer for my wife because she's disabled.
Okay.
So I work from home. And then on top of that, I've then got the tech support job that is a volunteer position that I do at home as well. So it's just sort of slotted into that. It does take quite a bit of extra time, but the wife seems quite cool with it, so we're okay. But yeah, even if I wasn't doing DF, I'd still be doing damn near exactly the same as what I'm doing now.
And your background, I mean, when it comes to things like coding and mod design, I mean, are you self-taught or did you actually have some like formal study or something?
I have a degree in computer science.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite old when I did it. Delphi was the big thing. So we started our course and we were programming on Delphi. And then literally halfway through the course, it was the industry standards shifting to Java. So I had to do a summer course to catch up to where I was with my Delphi skills, but on Java, and then use the last year to convert my project to Java. And thankfully, Java's really similar to C#, so it translated quite well.
So Doctor's Falls, you said, was your first mod. What other mods are you involved with? I think it's Romero Mod is the other one.
Yeah, I made Romero Mod, and a lot of the modders do talk to each other. So I've helped Dwall a bit with War of the Walkers. I'm not saying like, a massive contributor or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, try this instead, try this instead. This is the method I use, stuff like that. Me and Subquake have shared C# code between DF and Undead Legacy because he's found better ways to do things than I have and vice versa. And I have helped Jax convert a load of his stuff over before he got a full-time C# team, so I've helped him a bit as well. And that's about it, really. I do occasionally pop on the forums and help people if they need it, but for the most part, that's it.
Okay. No, because it often sounds quite hectic with what you are doing. And I mean, I go to bed and you are awake. I wake up and you are still awake. Do you ever sleep?
Sometimes I sleep. Yeah, I've got a messed up sleep pattern. That's partially due to various health problems, which people don't want to hear that. It's boring. But I mean, like today, I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the evening because I went to bed at 9 in the morning. Yeah. Because I couldn't sleep due to pain. So,
yeah, okay.
It's just my sleep pattern is a mess. I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, then, in your opinion, what is the most difficult part about doing YouTube, like a YouTube channel and the Doctor's Falls modding? What do you possibly most dislike about all of this?
I could do with a 30-hour day.
Okay.
time, because obviously I need to do my job stuff, which includes like going to appointments and doing the shopping and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like tonight, I need to
Okay.
go out to the shops. I have small, hungry kittens that require food. Um, so it's just that sort of stuff. It's like I used to do Twitch streaming, and I gave up on that because I just can't keep a schedule.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm now doing the YouTube stuff, because it's a case of, right, I've got a couple of hours. I'll record some stuff for next
Yes.
week. Like last night, I had an hour, so I thought, right, well, I'll record a Mass Effect for next week.
Okay.
So that's quite handy. And then the modding stuff just sort of slides in around it. Like
Yeah.
tonight, I'm probably going to go and do some XML for a bit.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about giving up, like calling it a day?
Um, there are times I have. However, I always know that normally when that's happening, it's because mental health stuff is kicking off.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
just walk
Okay.
away, calm down, and have a sleep.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm usually fine.
Okay.
So that's so yes, I've thought about it, but I know it's because I'm a mess, and therefore sometimes I just need to walk away, decompress, and assess it the next day. And the next day it's always, I'm fine. I just need to calm down and let shit just roll off my back.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving slightly away from modding, I know many of us have noticed you work with cat rescues. Now, is this a full-time job? It's a volunteer system, I take it. And how did you actually start with this?
It is a volunteer thing. It's not full time. We tend to go in once a week. And I got started because my wife wanted to do it. It helps her mental health, which
Yeah.
is very important. And she was doing animal rescue stuff before we even got together. The only reason she stopped is because the one she was helping at was miles away,
Okay.
and she couldn't get there when she split up with her ex. And when we got together and I moved in, she said she's not going to make me go out there, because she knew what I was like with strange people and wasn't sure if I'd be interested in it and things like that.
Yes.
So we found one that was closer to us, which is the one we're obviously now helping. So I got into it because of her.
Okay. My wife actually became a foster parent for dogs some years ago, and it was really difficult for her to give up the animals. In the end, we actually ended up with 9 dogs at one point. So the question is, do you find it difficult to give up kittens or cats that you're fostering?
Oh yeah, it's definitely difficult, because if you've had them for a few weeks, you're going to get attached.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
way around it. You are, but if you don't give them up, you can't then help the ones that need it.
Yes.
So like right now, we've got a little black kitten who is currently running riot in the living room, and we've got a mum and her 5 kittens who are also in there, but they're in a cage with a run, so they've got loads and loads of room, but they're protected. So if I remember correctly, the mum and the kittens are supposed to go first, but because the kittens are now I think they're 5 weeks old this week. So because they're now quite interactive, we're starting to bond with them a bit. So that's going to
Yes.
suck.
Oh boy. Okay.
The black kitten is, I'm trying to think, I think she's about 14 weeks old.
Yes.
And she loves me.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting when we need to give her up. We have considered possibly adopting her, because we technically only own 3 cats. One of our other cats is a permanent rescue foster, because she's got separation anxiety, so she can't be on her own too long.
Yes. Most disliked zombie.
Spider zombie.
Ah, okay.
Hitbox is a mess, and his AI is a nuisance. Fuck that guy.
Right. What is Khaine's most liked early game weapon?
If you mean vanilla, pipe shotgun. If you mean
Okay.
Darkness Falls, spear.
Ah, yes. Okay. Most liked late game weapon.
Laser shotgun, absolutely, for DF, and in vanilla M60.
Okay. Khaine, are you more comfortable with melee or range weapons in general?
Definitely melee, because the aiming system in 7 Days is not good. I mean, I've spoken to a few other people in the Discord who are like serious FPS gamers, and they say no, the shooting mechanics are terrible.
Yeah.
And I do agree to a certain extent. So yeah, definitely melee.
Okay. Difficult question. Cat or dog person?
I'm going to say cat, but only because my health issues. I mean, I couldn't properly look after a dog.
Okay.
Otherwise both, because I had cats and dogs growing up. I had dogs from the earliest memory I had was 3 years old up to about 24. So I would absolutely have a dog if I could look after a
Okay.
dog, but I can't.
What is your second favorite game?
Oh, that's tough. It would have to be either RimWorld or Crusader Kings.
Okay. So then if I said your favorite game, that would be?
Phew. My favorite of all time ever is Baldur's Gate 2.
Ah, wow. That's going back in time a bit. Okay.
Yeah. It is just such a fucking good
Yeah.
RPG. I
Yes.
love it. When Baldur's Gate 1 came out, I was straight down the shop and bought it. I saved up my paper round money for
Yes.
weeks and I
Okay.
bought it. And then filled up my hard drive because it was like a, what, 2.5 gig install when most hard drives were like 3 gig max. So I filled a hard drive to play this game. Loved it. Didn't get the expansion because I couldn't afford it. Got Baldur's
Okay.
Gate 2 when that came out. With a new hard drive, I bought a 20 gig hard drive to go with it.
Jeez.
Played and finished that, and including importing my save from Baldur's Gate 1,
Okay.
and then got the expansion for it and played and finished it. I just love that series,
Hmm.
but 2 is my favorite because it's
Okay.
got better writing than 1.
What do you prefer, modding or YouTube?
Modding, because it's less time critical. It's always fun when you change something and load the game and you just get a spam of red text. You're like, what did I break this time?
Okay, some final questions. When you look at Darkness Falls, the years of work on it, the changes, the patches, the additions, and so on, what would be, one thing or more maybe, but one thing that you sit back and you look at what has been done and you say, well, I really enjoyed designing that or adding that as a feature to the mod?
I would say there's 2, and it'd be the portals and the farming. Now, the reason I'm going to say that is because the people who have played 7 Days to Die will know Starvation Mod.
Yes.
There are vehicles in Starvation Mod that spawn zombies. That's the portal code.
Ah, okay.
And it also had, at the very first version of Starvation, before they added the insects and stuff, had the crops requiring water. And I was given the code for those because it was essentially a case of the mod is now defunct.
Yes.
The code is open source. Here it is. If you can make it work, you can use it. And if you can't make it work, tough. And I was still learning at that time. So the fact I got that to work, I am really happy about.
Do you have any advice for those wanting to get into modding games?
Honestly, just fucking go for it. Find a simple mod that you
Yes.
enjoy and pick it apart, because most mod authors are perfectly happy for you to pick their stuff apart and learn from it. Get an idea for how things feel. Then go find something you want to change and just look at the code and go for it. If you're doing 7 Days to Die, this is not recommended for actually publishing a mod, but for learning and testing, it's fine. Back up the vanilla XML, it's in data config, and modify the main XML files. Just tweak a couple of numbers here and there and see how it works. Because if you're just doing that, it lets you learn how it works. Once you know how it works, then you can start messing around with the proper way to do it, which is XPath. But don't do it all at once because it can get confusing and annoying.
Without giving away any major spoilers or, surprises or necessarily anything along that line, is there a future story for Darkness Falls, possibly beyond, the last NPC or the current final POI, building extensions or additional buildings or whatever? Can you give us a hint maybe of, what we are looking forward to in the future for Darkness Falls?
So the current plan is, most people have spotted this. If you destroyed the portal, you get a portal power source.
Yes.
The idea is you're going to go back to Anna, hand the quest in, and she gives you another quest, and it will send you to another POI. And you need those to get into it.
Okay.
Once you're in that, the basic idea we've got right now is it's essentially just a gunfight dungeon crawl. I'll probably do it as a fetch quest because it's just the least buggy quest to put in. So I just put like a satchel like on the top floor or something and say, right, you've got to go get that. It's just the one that will work the best without crashing the game or anything weird. And the idea is you'll have to fight your way all the way through that and grab that. But there'll be a boss at the top, which you have to fight. And it's not going to be a normal, oh, just shoot it. There's going to be mechanics that you have to deal with. That I'm not going to tell people about. Somehow spotted it. It is in the spawn menu because I was testing the mechanics. But I'll leave that as that. And this was the bit that something that I got working, I was very pleased about, but I don't know if it works on servers, so I need to check. Once you kill the boss, it disables zombie spawning.
Oh, okay. Completely throughout the world.
Completely. It sets the max zombies to 0 and the blood moon to off.
Sure. Okay. Basically a dead game.
Yeah.
Sure.
It literally is. You have finished the game. Now, if people wanted to continue, they can just go back to main menu and turn it all back up to whatever settings they want. So, that option is there. My concern is I don't know how that'll work on servers because obviously if someone goes and kills it, you might have to wait for the server admin to come on and reset everything. So what I might have to do is I might have to have a modeler for single player to allow that to work and just have it work as a normal boss, a normal creature for servers. And that way, if people want to say, I have finished the game, they could just install this modeler, kill the thing. There's no zombies, job done.
Yeah. Of course, we also don't know what's coming, well, we have an idea a bit of what's coming, without trying to be that controversial or anything like that. What are your thoughts on these interesting Alpha 21 changes that are coming up?
Okay, so the book system, good idea in theory, but the levels need to be reduced and they need to allow players the option to purchase with points. Because the big criticism I'm seeing so far is, oh, great, more RNG. My luck with RNG sucks. I hate this. So allow people to either read book or purchase. And then that way, that eliminates that issue and people will be a bit happier with it. That's my first thought on that. And the second was the armor changes, which were talked about in Alpha 20. And they said that was going to be in 21 because it was going to be a new player model. And the way armor works was going to be simplified down to 4 slots, I think.
Yes.
Instead of the current, I think it's about 12 because you've got your clothing and your armor. Hate it.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely hate that. I know they said, oh, well, we need to update the models and blah, blah, blah. It's like, right, okay, you need to update the models. Go download the latest UMA then, you fucking idiots, and update it. Because what they're doing, they're saying, oh, what the player model looks like crap's like, right. So go get the new UMA system.
Yes.
Add a new player model to it because you can do that. Add new clothing and armor models to it because you can do that. The new system, there is no need for other than because they want to make it simple. And I've seen stuff like, oh, but there's clipping with UMA and this and that. And it's like, so there is in AA games. I've been playing Overwatch and it's like, why is my character's gun clipping through his fucking forearm?
Yeah.
It happens. It's okay. But there's no need to toss the old system completely just for your own in-house system that is less customizable. Just update it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I'm an idiot who can't do 3D modeling. I installed UMA and messed around and I got a really good result. So if they've got in-house 3D artists and texture people, they could do amazing things with it. So why not?
Thanks for your time. Any last words of wisdom? Any point or thoughts that you would, like to say?
No, I have no wisdom. I am potato. I mean, the only thing I sort of think of saying is thank you for inviting me to come and talk bollocks. I'm sure people enjoy that. They seem to enjoy me talking bollocks.
Yeah,
but
thanks for saying yes.
Everyone. It's like people put me on a pedestal because I've done all this shit in the games. Like I'm not. I'm just a moron with a keyboard and I know how to code. I am not special. Calm it down. Go out there, enjoy the mod, enjoy the game, live your life, have fun, and just be a good person.
Yeah, cool. That was awesome. Thanks. I think many of us, obviously we can say a big thank you, to the Darkness Falls team and you for the work that's been done. In your original introduction, where you say what Darkness Falls is about, you comment about it being a mod to help prolong the early game. And I believe you guys have accomplished this, and you can now edit that section though and actually add in mid and late game. I think this mod has given, it's given a lot of life into the game that sometimes just seems to lose its way. So thanks again.
No problem at all.